Finch, it was a good fight back, I guess, there in the end, but was this a real setback to you today, injury-wise, and just losing and now having to play England in the semi-final?
No, I think what I've said from the start is that I think the great thing about this format is that you have to play everyone, you have to beat the best to win the title. So we didn't play our best cricket today, no doubt. I think it was probably a tale of two halves where our first 25 overs with the ball wasn't up to scratch and our first 25 overs with the bat. But like you said, the way that we fought back to get as close as we did after not playing our best was still a really encouraging sign.
You touched on it there a bit, Aaron, but how disappointed are you with, I guess, the start with the ball and I guess the intent early on in the game from your team?
Yeah, I think we just were slightly off with our execution and energy in the field. So when you do that to good players on good batting wickets, on fast outfields, and they get away to a fly, it can be hard to rein back in. And I mean, Markram's a class player. He's shown what he can do, especially in Test cricket. De Kock, he's as damaged as anyone when he gets going. So just a bit of execution slightly off there, and a bit with the bat as well. A couple of lazy dismissals, myself, Steve, Marcus, and unfortunate for Uzi to twinge his hammy.
Yeah, Aaron, can you just update us with Usman and Marcus's injuries at the moment, and if you're at the position to talk about possible replacements?
Usman's not looking great, in all honesty. He's done a couple of hammies before and said it feels a little bit similar to that. So in terms of replacements, we haven't had time to sit down and talk about that yet. Marcus is just a bit sore on his side and we'll have to wait for scans tomorrow to know the finer details of it. Obviously, it's tough to talk about replacements and things like that when you haven't got the full story and the full scan. So we'll get that tomorrow, and you guys will know as soon as we do, I guess. Well, just after.
How big a call was it to bring Usman on for the final overs? And do you think it aggravated his injury?
No, he didn't aggravate it anymore when he got back out there. He wanted to go out and especially I think once we got as close as what we did, it was, I think when you got guys like Rabada, Morris, still to finish off, having a batter in was going to be crucial. So that didn't work out the way that we planned. Obviously, it would have been nice to hit some big balls there, but it happens. He's well and truly put the team first there, which is a great quality to have and something that we pride ourselves on, that each and every player will always put the team first and to get in a position to win it, he was more than happy to go out.
Would you have preferred to have faced New Zealand or England, and does beating England give you earlier in the time give you a bit of a boost?
Oh, like I said, you have to beat everyone, regardless of who it is or where it is. I think playing well against England at Lords a couple of weeks ago obviously will give us some good confidence going into that game. There's been a lot of build up to the World Cup, and especially getting towards the pointy end. England have been in really good form recently, so again we're going to have to be at our absolute best to win that. But it's just going to be exciting. Any time Australia plays England, it's exciting. But even at any time you're at Birmingham as well, it's a fun crowd to play in front of. They're always plenty of support there for both sides, and it's going to be a great atmosphere. It will be a great spectacle, no doubt.
Aaron, with the weather around England changing and the pitch is sort of getting flatter, does it open the door for Nathan Coulter-Nile to come back? He also adds that girth to your batting load in the order.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that over the next couple of days, it'll probably be a bit more telling when we get the results of Usman and Marcus's scans tomorrow, when we know who we've got available to play, to be fair. And then we've got till Thursday to sit down and map out what we've got to try and find our best lineup to beat England, and that's all we can do. We've talked about the flexibility that the squad's had over the last 4 or 5 weeks that everyone's ready to go at any stage. So that doesn't change regardless of what happens. Everyone will be preparing as if they're going to play.
Aaron, with 2 middle order spots potentially opening up and Alex Carey playing another really good innings today, is there a chance that you might look at him further up the order?
Yeah, absolutely. That's something that was discussed leading into this game. It'll be discussed leading into the next game as well, no doubt. He's played a couple of really crucial innings for us in some difficult circumstances and difficult conditions. That second game at Lords on a used wicket against New Zealand was got a brilliant runner ball 71, and today he played an outstanding knock and just couldn't get us quite over the line. But that partnership with Davey was outstanding. And like I just said, we look at everything to come up with the best structure and the best 11 to win against England on Thursday.
Aaron, does David look like someone who's just warming to the task more and more each match? And how much confidence does that give you, given the way this tournament's going? The semi-final against England could well be a very high-scoring affair.
Yeah, he played magnificent today. I think the way that he structured his innings was really important today, and it's never easy when you're losing wickets at the other end to still then be able to map out your innings and navigate your way through some really difficult periods. But he showed his absolute class today, and it was an unbelievable knock. To get 122, I think that was as good an innings as he could have played, I think. And yeah, it would have been nice for him to go deep, but it also would have been nice for him to have some partners at the top of the order, myself and Stoinis, Maxi. It would have been nice for us to go deeper and make his job a bit easier. But yeah, he's a big game player. He loves the big stage. So yeah, it's an exciting time.
I understand you can make squad replacements, but Pete Handscomb's already on the bench now. Against England, is he the front runner if Usman's place in the 11 is up for grabs? Is that fair?
Oh, well, again, like I said, we'll map out every scenario, but coming up over the next few days, we'll know more about who's available in the next couple of days and what replacements look like and stuff like that. So, but Pete, like I said the other day, every time he's had an opportunity to play for Australia, he's done really well and played some really crucial innings for us in India and then in the UAE. So he's absolutely ready to go if needed.
Aaron, the threat that Faf du Plessis poses, you guys are obviously well aware of, but a guy like Rassie van der Dussen, you guys haven't seen before. What did you think of him today?
Yeah, he played a really, really good innings, and I think the way that he caught up, we managed to bowl really well at him early and squeeze him in his first 20 or so balls, and yeah, the way that he caught up, he's obviously a leg side dominant player and played some really nice shots and showed a lot of class and a guy who looks like he's played a lot of cricket to be able to sort of get through that period and then explode at the end, got them to that 325, which ultimately was too much.
Last couple.
Aaron, was there any issue at all with Mitch Starc? It seemed like he might have had an issue with his knee or something.
No,
like
he
that.
just landed funny, that ball, and his ankles are a bit when you get some footholds and some edges on footholds, if he changes his position on the crease at times, he just lands in it and it just jars it. No issue there. Cheers, guys.